But first, my word, Australia has changed over the past 45 years. Here's King Charles receiving a welcome to country back in 1979. Now, that's a welcome to country I could get behind. This is King Charles receiving a welcome to country in 2024. Senator, and I use that term very loosely, Lydia Thorpe's outburst at a parliamentary reception for the King has made headlines around the world. It was rude, disrespectful and embarrassing. But I have to say, from the vision, it seemed like King Charles and Queen Camilla were mildly amused by it. I can only imagine, being royals, that they assumed the senator was actually the court jester. And of course, they wouldn't have been far wrong. Thorpe has been playing the fool for years. Her taxpayer-funded career in buffoonery began modestly enough back in 2021 when she tweeted support for what appeared to be an arson attempt on the old Parliament House. "Seems like the colonial system is burning down. Happy New Year, everyone," she wrote at the time. And from those humble beginnings in idiocy, her performances became increasingly elaborate. In 2022, she was ordered to redo her oath of allegiance after referring to Queen Elizabeth II as a coloniser.
I, Sovereign Lydia Thorpe, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will be faithful and I bear true allegiance to the colonising Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Senator Thorpe.
Now, a few people congratulated Thorpe for being a woman of principle. Of course, a woman of principle would have refused to perform the oath rather than immediately redoing it in order to qualify for the $250,000 annual wage. Sovereignty might not have been ceded, but there was no way Lydia Thorpe was going to cede a Commonwealth senator's salary. She's a fool. She's not stupid. King Charles would know only too well that court jesters traditionally sing and dance and tell stories. So he would have been impressed to learn that our clown, Lydia Thorpe, is also proficient at juggling. For years, she's juggled radical activism and her role as an elected senator. And in 2022, she managed to juggle a romantic relationship with a former member of an outlaw bikie gang and working on a parliamentary law enforcement committee. That's quite the routine. But it was last year that Thorpe really started to take her self-appointed role as National Court Jester seriously. In February, she performed this protest at Sydney's gay and lesbian Mardi Gras. And then in March, she put on this terrifically comical performance at a women's rights rally on the lawns of Parliament House.
Kingdom is the polar opposite. They know what biological sex is, and they celebrate women like myself.
I know what you're thinking. How do you top that? Well, you move into street theatre, of course. She gave this impromptu 3 a.m. recital outside a Melbourne strip club.
You know what I say to you? Shut up. You know what I say to you? And you? You're a racist dog. A black man that stands with a white little like that, you can all get too.
How the is someone get in Parliament like you?
We've been oppressed all our life in this country, and you let this little dog speak. And you are marked.
Get out of my face.
But now we know that all of that was mere preparation for yesterday's Royal Gala performance. In a perfectly timed piece of histrionics, Court Jester Thorpe waited until the end of the King's speech before storming toward the stage, yelling at the monarch, "You are not our king, give us treaty and F the colony." Not since the 12th century, when Roland the Farter, who used to finish each performance for King Henry II with a simultaneous jump, whistle and fart, had British royals been treated to such inanity. It's true Lydia Thorpe is not much of a flatulist, but her attitude sure stinks. After yesterday's rollicking routine, King Charles must have been sorely tempted to take Lydia Thorpe back to Buckingham Palace, where she could have had him in hysterics every day. But of course, the British already have Keir Starmer for that. As for Lydia Thorpe, she told ABC Radio she intends to delight Australian audiences with her comical performative outrage for at least another 3 years.
I will be there for another 3 years, everybody. So, get used to truth-telling. And my approach, unfortunately, might upset a few people. But how else do you get your message across when we're continually shut down as black women?
And on she went with her predictable shtick about not having assimilated. She's in the Senate under duress in order to represent her people, by which, of course, she doesn't mean the people of Victoria, who now are stuck with her as their representative under duress. But there were 2 moments of understated humour that Thorpe does so well, proving that despite mixed reviews over yesterday's performance, she hasn't lost her comic touch.
Every time I see him in Parliament, he walks in the opposite direction. So he never wants to sit down and have a conversation. I'm not sure why.
I can't imagine why Peter Dutton runs in the other direction either. And this comment made me smile.
I'm not looking to be re-elected.
Well, let's be honest, I don't think there's much danger of that. But let's give the final word to Lydia Thorpe.
What kind of person do you think I am?
Well, as King Charles and Queen Camilla and now the whole world know, you are the court jester, of course, a mildly amusing fool who regularly entertains. Of course, we're stuck paying your salary for another 3 years, so I guess joke's on us.